Happy morning. Most of you here must be a part of the fitness a lifestyle challenge. How is it going? How's the set of exercises? You are enjoying the exercises?
Yes, sir. Very much enjoying.
Yeah? Is it a little different from what you're normally used to?
Definitely different, sir.
And how is the walkathon? You thought it's going to be very easy walk, na?
Yeah.
And it came out as an interesting walk, na? Hmm. We are just back from sacred space. So a few of us present over here are in a very, very different mood. We had the most incredible 5 days of our life. Some of you were very deeply missed who couldn't come this year. But we came back with this belief that 2021 should be an incredible year. We decided to give a name to the year, that this year should be remembered for. And the name that I gave to my year was Gestalt. Or like my London returned daughter says, it's not Gestalt, it's Gestalt. I keep going back to the Desi Gestalt. So if I ever say Gestalt and then I say Gestalt, they are not two different things, they are the same thing. In the last life lesson, we discussed about Gestalt. And I also explained to you what it meant. Pieces coming together, where the whole is much bigger than the sum of the pieces. You know, there is a piece of rock, then there is a hammer and a chisel, and there is a sculptor. Individually, everything was routine. But when we came together, very beautiful magic happens. And that's what Gestalt is all about. Coming together of individuals, forces, powers, in creating something very beautiful and incredible. That's what Gestalt is all about. This year we'll see a lot of these productive forces coming together and creating something magical. And I will obviously keep updating you about what is happening. I will speak on something right now, and it might take about 15 to 20 minutes. And then I will take up questions. So let's have a good question answer round today. In case you have any questions, you can start typing them here. And after I complete what I have to say, I would take up the questions. I have always believed in the power of good. At the same time, I have been very careful of what is called as the just world fallacy. These are two contradictory ideas, but I have been able to hold them to these two contradictory ideas together, and it has given me tremendous clarity and the way to move ahead. Power of good just says, do good. It's your work, do good, and things will fall into place. With people, Be good, and that's how it should be. With thoughts, have good, so that it helps you. Good will always benefit. Below average, promising but under delivering, doing things below par never helps. Never helps. And it is only when we are used to doing good, over a period of time we can insist on getting good. अच्छा बीज जब तक बोएंगे नहीं तब तक अच्छी फसल हो नहीं सकती. गलत बीज बो के अगर मैं उम्मीद करूं कि फसल बहुत अच्छी हो, ये मुमकिन नहीं है. So if I want to live a good life, I need to have good thoughts, I need to have good company, I need to have good efforts. And when these sum of goods come together, beautiful things happen in life. So at one end, there is this thinking of do good. Almost 15 months back, Bajaj Insurance had approached us through a very good friend of ours called Anand, who is a part of KMM. And they wanted to start a series of programs on parenting. We shared openly what can be done in parenting. They loved the product we had. They took all the ideas from us and nothing happened. Promises were made, but things did not materialize. When I was sharing openly the ideas with Bajaj, a couple of well-wishers said, don't give them everything, they will get it done cheaper by somebody. I said, यार मर्सिडीज बेंज बना के किसी को बिठा के अगर उसने चला दिया और ये डर रहा कि कल के दिन वो मारुति 800 बना लेगा और उससे उनका जिंदगी चल जाएगा, तो उनका अगर 800 में चलता है तो चलने तो कोई इशू नहीं है, अपने को तो बेंज ही बनाना. और मैं डर के नहीं जीता. If all of you know me, fear is not governs our thinking. And fear is definitely not a decision-making factor. So very openly, we shared whatever we had. Our software, our method, our approach, our follow-ups, our structure, our content, very freely. And then of course, stonewalling started, nothing much happened. So the thinking was, ye log, bete log, they are going to take away this entire idea and do something out of it, वगैरह वगैरह. About 15 days back, we got another call just before we went for Sacred Space. That because of COVID, a lot of things got stopped, but a lot of conversations has been happening in Bajaj Insurance. And in every conversation, when the slides were made, wow parenting was there in every partner's life. They said, when you have the passion and the content, we believe that you are unbeatable. It's not about the content, but also the intensity with which it comes and the belief you carry. So we would like to do some work with you. And next week, we might be finalizing the biggest deal I've ever done with a corporate in my life. It has taken a few rounds. It has taken this belief called do good. अपने को क्या मिलेगा वो देखेंगे, but first you do good. अच्छा के अलावा अपने को कुछ करना नहीं है और डर के तो जिंदगी में कुछ नहीं करना. Now, what is just world fallacy, which is a kind of opposite? Just world fallacy says, now listen carefully, it's very interesting. Just world fallacy says the opposite of what religion says. Every religion in the world tells you, kar bhala to ho bhala. Every religion in the world says, if you do good, good will happen. Every religion in the world says, do good and you will reach heaven. That's the premise and base of every religion. अच्छा करो तो अच्छा होगा. Just world fallacy says, अच्छा करो कोई गारंटी नहीं है कि अच्छा होगा. This world is not a just world. Fallacy is a false assumption. So just world fallacy says, if you believe that you have done good, therefore good will happen to you, it's a wrong thinking pattern. You do good because you enjoy doing good. You do good because that's your value system. You do good because it's your nature. You do good because good makes you feel complete. You do good because you believe in doing good. Don't do good expecting a reward. रास्ते में कचरा पड़ा है, उठा के साइड में रख दो, because you believe that's the right thing to do. Not because somebody will give you a certificate tomorrow. You pay income tax because you believe you should be honest. Not because otherwise the IT department will come and catch you. So the just world fallacy says, good need not be rewarded. In fact, goodness might be exploited. In fact, your goodness might be taken for granted. In fact, your goodness might be ignored. In fact, because you are good, you might be hurt. Goodness need not be rewarded. And we've heard stories about some people in the bar going and shadowing a girl, a boy coming wanting to save that girl, protect that girl, and he in turn being stabbed to death or shot. He was being very good, but he got hurt because of being good. Now hold these two opposite thoughts in your head. Just world fallacy. Doing good does not guarantee you good life. And at the other end, I believe I should be good. I may be rewarded, I may not be rewarded. It's okay. It was good that our goodness of sharing details was rewarded. It might be the turning point in the history of our parenting. It might be a breakthrough in many ways, in many aspects of my life. But we didn't do that good thinking we will be rewarded. We did that good because that is our nature. Sugar is sweet. in your house, in my house, in the neighbor's house, in Pakistan, in water, and in space. Now, sugar is not acting sweet because it wants to be rewarded. It is its nature. Religion thought you need some rewards for you to walk on the path of good. And that is why that concept of hell and heaven were created. So that when you are in your moments of weakness, you still remain on the path of good. The idea was good, and it has worked for millions of people across centuries. In a way, it might have helped Gestalt in happening. Good people coming together and a lot of social good happening. Good people coming together and langars being organized. Good people coming together, schools being created. Good people coming together, movements being organized. So my word for the year 2021 is Gestalt. Where I will be good, I will magnetize people who are good. We will want to do something good, and the sum total it should be much greater than what individually we could have done together. Hey, by the way, there is a good news to share with all of you. We have crossed 1700 teachers registration in the teachers training program scheduled for 23rd of Jan. We are calling that program as Teachers the Silent Revolutionaries. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was born on 23rd of Jan. And it will be incredible to have that program on 23rd of Jan. So we'll have a lot of Netaji stuff. Like Jodi Tur Dak Shune Ke Unaya Se Tobe Ekla Chalo Re. Now that song and its link to teaching will be created. Some statements from Netaji's life and teaching would be created. Entire environment would be around the revolutionary that Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was, all alone, and yet he created something superb and fantastic. So it will be a memorable event. It will be a goosebumpy event. It will be an event where a lot of us will be crying and many teachers will find the purpose of their life. The way I believe right now that Gestalt should be the way to live life, where I do good because I believe I should do good, rather than doing good to get a return. We'll attempt to put that spirit in the teachers and let's see what happens. Now, a beautiful team is working in that direction. And we all need your help. Wherever your connections are, wherever your network is, wherever you know schools, wherever you know teachers, see if you can connect with them, send them this invite. We have also created a very beautiful landing page for this event. And there is a WhatsApp invite also, plus a small matter which is there. You need anything, just reach out to Joe, reach out to Tahira, reach out to Aditya Saraiya, who is there at Life School office. And between any three of them, they will be able to give you whatever is required to drive it. Target 10,000. We should do this program with 10,000 teachers. We have 10 rock solid days now, which means we need about 1,000 registrations every day. 1,700 ho gaya. Let's say there is about 7 to 8 working days now. It's a mammoth task, huge task. But with the fraternity's cooperation, I'm sure we'll be able to get it done. Now, each one of you needs to decide to be good. Reach out to your connections wherever they are. Share the information with them, something like this is happening. Then it's their choice. Would they like to sit on this boat or would they like to sail in some other direction? Perfectly okay. But we need your help. And without your help, this is not going to happen. Right now, fitness, a lifestyle is going on. And there are some people who are doing incredible work in making this happen. I mean, hats off to Gurmail. He had an unfortunate personal tragedy. We lost his father. And yet, he has been absolutely up and active, which shows the class of people he is. Anil, all said and done, he's been there, done that, achieved everything that he wanted to life. Nothing to prove to the world anymore. Beautiful house, beautiful family, beautiful work, tremendous respect from the society. And yet when it came to fitness, a lifestyle, he was very happily willing to lead a team and be very, very active in guiding the youngsters and pulling the flock together. Critical time for his business, but yet wholeheartedly giving all the time which is required. Then we have Snehaj, the youngest captain we ever had. For some reason, the only bachelor captain that we ever had. For some reason, I don't know, we thought sports means it must be married people. When all captain in sports have been only married people. Snehaj breaks that trend. Snehaj is not married, right? No. Getting it reconfirmed, he is there. And the beautiful way in which he is leading his team is incredible. Probably the most hands-on captain right now. And then when somebody does an exercise and the posture is not right, he creates that right posture, draws it, and then sends it in the group saying, this small thing has to be modified and with that you will get it right. So it's incredible to see how Snehaj is leading from the front. Though on a personal level, at a physical level, he's injured right now. He has a tear as a result of which he's finding it difficult to walk. But for all practical purposes, he's leading from the front. Then of course we have our darling Ritesh. Kidhar gaya uska chehra? Haan, ye raha, mere samne. With the beach in the background, doing a fantastic job. I think he has his WhatsApp window open all the time. I think before somebody sends the send button, the reply is already there from Ritesh. I don't know how he manages that. I don't know if he has some clones. But he is doing a commendable job. I am jealous of the way he responds and the speed at which he responds to people. So, Ritesh is doing a fantastic job. We are very blessed. We have 4 captains. And they have understood the spirit of what we want to do. So, there is no competition between the 4 teams whatsoever. There is no competition among the teammates whatsoever. And they have been able to create an atmosphere of, I'm competing with my yesterday kind of feeling inside people inside the batch. So I'm listening to or I'm reading these comments. Like today I did 70 shoulder taps. Tomorrow target is 80. Today I could do 80. Tomorrow I'm going to do 90. Actually, what we thought we should have is happening. And all hats off to the 4 captains who are making it happen. Now, along with the 4 captains, one of course is Purushottam. Now, Purushottam is a Sindhi, so we have given him numbers work. You can't get numbers wrong with a Sindhi. So Purushottam is in charge of all data. And Purushottam is one of the coolest person I've ever met in my life. मतलब उसको कभी स्ट्रेस भी आता है, टेंशन भी आता है, गुस्सा भी आता है कि नहीं, मेरे को डाउट है. I really believe he does not know those emotions whatsoever. Night 12:31 also he is working. Suddenly I have an idea, I send it across. He is on it immediately. I was going to sacred space. I called him and said, "Darling, ये हो सकता है क्या?" And he said, "Before I sleep in the night, it will happen." Then I think around 1:45 or 2 o'clock, he updated everything. Beautiful. Really beautiful. And then, of course, we have our leader, TJ Nayak. TJ is so enthusiastic, so enthusiastic. I think somewhere at the age of 45, TJ's age took a U-turn. I think after 45, he's not become 46, he's become 44. And today, I think he must be about 18, 19 years old. He has that fitness. The other day, I saw he ran 21 kilometers in 1 hour, 40 minutes or something. I mean, some of us might find it difficult to do that on a cycle. Some might be able to do it in a car. But look at the speed. It is embarrassing. He is running almost at the speed of 14 kilometers per hour for almost 1 hour 40 minutes. Oof! Tremendous. In fact, the right city for TJ should be Bangalore. Because in Bangalore, the traffic does not move at more than 10 kilometers per hour. Whitefield would be about 25 kilometers. The car takes about 2 hours. I think TJ will reach there in 1.5 hours. He is doing such an extraordinary job. It's brilliant to have people like this in a team. And the best thing about each one of them is they don't need any emotional management. They don't have to be pampered. They don't have to be called. They don't have to be taken care of. They're like Duracell. वो लगा दिया ना तो चालू हो गया. You can imagine my confidence on this team that for the first time ever, I was not there, Joe was not there, and we launched a fraternity event and it went on beautifully well. Both of us were in sacred space from Sunday onwards. Monday morning, of course, sacred space started, so we are off the phone, off technology. And we are confident between these people, now these 6 of them can pull off even miracles. And fitness is in each one of these blood. Purushottam is on the path of being fit, but he has this deep desire to be super fit. But this is what I call as Gestalt. And from, some of us are blessed because we get to be in every team and we see what is happening in every team. We see the kind of delight. And every day I am calling a few people and talking with them. And the euphoria that I feel in them, incredible, very, very beautiful. So thank you, Team Fitness a Lifestyle, for executing this work so well. Thank you so much. And of course, all of you who are participating in this. I mean, we can create, but then it's the participants which gives value to everything. So it's been brilliant to have you, and it's been brilliant to read your sharings. It's been brilliant to see you do shoulder tap. And tonight you will get another weekly challenge. My appeal to all over here who may not be really fit or who might have another fitness regime, join us for these few days. And see another side of the journey. You will find some things which was not a part of your life. And you will be delighted by it. So it will be good to have more people. I think right now we are about 300 of us. And it will be good to have even more, because after all, our efforts are the same. And if more people can benefit, nothing like that. So we are in a very beautiful phase where for the first time, two major things are happening at the same time. At one end, we have the fitness and lifestyle project full on, 300 people involved. At the other end, Teachers a Silent Revolutionary program is also on, where at least 100 people are working on the ground, which include the school coordinators and people who are working to get the teachers to come to the program. So very, very proud of the fraternity for pulling off two projects simultaneously. And on 23rd evening, after the program is done, or 24th morning, when we have life lessons, I will share with you interesting data. For example, right now, the number of registrations is 1737. You know the number of schools from which we have got registration so far? 536 schools. You know the advantage? When we have registrations from, let's say, 537 schools, and if we go in the same ratio, by the time we reach 10,000, we will have registrations from anywhere between 1,500 to 2,000 schools. Which means we have access to 2,000 schools to do KMM. Now, thanks to technology, this means that right now I am taking a life lesson in 93 friends over here. Now, it doesn't make a difference whether there are 25, 93 or 930. Similarly, even if the size of our volunteers remains, let's say, a very solid 400 good speakers, we will still be able to do justice to 2,000 schools. Which means this teachers program might become the base to the launch of the target we have of 10x at KMM in 2021. So 536 schools, number of cities, 135. We have teachers coming from 135 cities, which means we have teachers from more than 20 states of our country. Which means in a single shot, probably in 2021, KMM in true sense will become a national movement. And I'll give you another news. We have teachers registered from 6 different cities, 6 different countries. And I want this to reach at least 25 countries. कितना मजा आएगा? Then this year, KMM will not be just a national movement. It will become a truly international movement. कितना मजा आएगा? And for all this, we need you. It's Gestalt. It's good things coming together and miracles and revolutions happening. So let's join hands. We'll need all of you to take care of your body and the mind in the morning. And then somewhere in the day, live at a personal level practicing Gestalt. Keep doing good because you believe in doing good. And that is what is required for the success of teachers, the silent revolutionaries. Let's see what a fraternity of good-minded people can actually achieve. My friend in Bajaj was saying, we have seen the best of people in the world coming and talking, but the audience size never ever crossing 3,000. They are saying more than 3,000 in a program live is not possible. I mean, they are taking it very skeptically. And we are telling them for the parenting program also we'll get at least 10,000 parents. They are saying more than 3,000 is not possible. As of now, I've just replied with a smile. But we'll make it happen. So Jan is going to be an extraordinary month. We began with fitness as a lifestyle. We began with sacred space. We are going to have on 23rd the biggest program ever for teachers. And I'm sure it will be a world record. In the world, nobody would have got 10,000 teachers together on a single platform from so many countries, so many cities. And then on 31st of Jan, we are going to have this extraordinary program with Bajaj for teachers. So my Jan is super packed. And what a way to begin the year. What a way to begin the year. Extremely powerful, spiritual, social, for today's times, for the future. And all this is happening because I held on to that word called Gestalt. Gestalt again reminds me, you have to think about doing things not just on your capabilities, but the capabilities of people you have in your life. Don't dream based on your strength. Dream based on the strength you have in people who walk life with you. Create something phenomenal. Not because you are committed or you have an idea, but because you know the kind of people who will walk with you when you have an idea. So I'm not thinking of myself as a person anymore. I'm thinking of myself as a team. Subconsciously, I might have done that a few times earlier in my life. But consciously, this year will be dedicated to think like a team. Don't think alone. So if I have, let's say, a Vikas in my life, if I have a Monica in my life, if I have a Siddharth in my life, if I have Prashant in my life, I have Anil, Gurmail, Kunj, TJ, Snehaj, Purushottam. मतलब देख तो सही क्या क्वालिटी है, the quality of people you have in your life. अब सोच क्या सोचना है. You do this and you will be stunned with the way you can think. Shefi works in Adobe and she thinks like, this is the company I have. This is the softwares we make. This is the kind of vision we have. This is the kind of systems we have. This is the culture we have. These are the kind of bosses I have. This is the kind of mentors I have. This is the kind of chairman I have. Now, how should I dream? And of course, I have Bhayu in my life. When you think this way, everything of your life changes. Otherwise, with big goals comes stress. When you think like a team, you're not thinking about two shoulders. You're thinking about many. If you ask Prashant, Prashant will tell you, 4 good pillars can take 50 times more weight than one pillar could take. 4 pillars can take 50 times more weight. You see huge bridges. What is the quantity of weight they can take compared to the iron which goes into the making of that bridge? That is Gestalt. Things coming together and creating something incredible and beautiful. And I promise you, I'll stand by you in every turn of your life. When you dream, you should dream thinking of me as your team. You should be able to dream, okay, I have life school, I have Naren. Now what I should do in life? And I will dream that I have you, now what I can do in life. So when me and Joe talk about KMM, we of course think about Pune. And then there is a good discussion on Bangalore, which is led by our darling Misha. And nowadays we have started thinking of Shefu, who US में बैठी है, लेकिन पंजाब तो उसकी जेब में. लुधियाना, चंडीगढ़. I think somewhere she must be knowing Amrinder Singh also. Yeah, she can find a connect. मतलब उसने दिल में ले लिया ना तो पंजाब के सब स्कूल में हो सकते. And we have good people, good speakers who can speak in Punjabi. We have Gurmail here in Life Lessons right now, live. Gurmail has an incredibly talented sister-in-law. Her name is Raman. And she stays in Gurmail's hometown, Rania. There is such a beautiful grace in her voice and a deep longing to do something for students. She can speak exactly with that tone, with that accent, which would connect with every child in the state of Punjab. अभी शेफू तेरे को कुछ करना है. I don't know if you are a Harry Potter and you have a magic wand. But then that's not my botheration anymore, right? Why am I thinking about it more? हमें तो delegate करना है. हो गया काम. ठीक है? And for all the help and connection you need, Gurmail is there. Groundwork, hard work, Gurmail is there. You take care of Captain. Captain Amrinder Singh है ना नाम उनका. चलो कुछ बड़ा करते हैं यार. कुछ अच्छा करते हैं. Understand Gestalt. Think about it more. See how would you like to integrate that in your life. It's not an ordinary word. It's an extremely powerful word. See yourself as the center, which can create as big a circle as it wants if the center is strong. If you went to school and passed geometry, you will know the center just needs a small radius and a big circle can be created. Remember pi r square? सिर्फ r होता है, वो काम सिर्फ r का होता है और r से pi r square बन जाता है. I can see on some faces they are saying, please don't bring maths again in our life. But think about it. It's only pi. It's only r. coming together, it becomes pi r square. And the beauty is you can take the r as big, and in the same proportion, the impact will get magnified. So don't look this year alone. Don't live the year as an ox thinking you have to drive the cart. Don't live this year thinking you have a lot of burden on your shoulders. Think this year as Gestalt. And that might unleash a revolution in your life. Do not think of yourself as alone. Look around and see your team. And let's do things bigger than what we are capable of. Let's do things bigger than what we are capable of. Now, let me see if I have some questions, and I would like to take those questions. Viricha, every morning, yes, it's amazing, enjoyed a lot, happy morning, lovely one, liked walking with Samson. Acha. If a fallout has led to lot spreading of slice, okay. Yes, darling, so Tejal, you might have to reframe the question for me to understand. It looks like a partial thing. Wow, revolution, questions. When do I become blind to a pattern? When do I become blind to a pattern? Please give examples. Let's take the current world state. What is happening in the United States? What Trump is doing. Right from the beginning, everybody knew that he was a bully. But we were very conveniently ignoring that, thinking it will never come back to us and he'll very nicely go away. But he's a bully. And we became blind to the patterns of his behavior. And therefore, you see all that has happened in the United States, in the capital, is because we became blind to a pattern. How do I think about Gestalt along with the thought of Apo Dipo Bhava and Atmanirbhar? See, when it comes to your personal self, first find out, are you capable or not? Now, would you like to do more? I am still dependent on me to find who can help me in the journey. I am not saying I will wait for somebody to come and offer their services to me. आत्मनिर्भर का मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम खुद ही सब काम करेंगे. आत्मनिर्भर का मतलब ये है कि आज शेफू है तो मैं शेफू के संग कर लेगा. शेफी नहीं है ना तो मैं प्रीति के संग कर लूंगा. प्रीति नहीं है ना मैं भारती के साथ कर लूंगा. मैं खुद पे निर्भर हूं किसी ना किसी को ढूंढने के लिए और काम करवाने के लिए. काम तो होगा. So the center does not go away. And the center remains strong. That is what Atmanirbhar is all about. The radius will do its job. It will go around. But the center has to remain strong. Center हिल गया तो अब सर्कल क्या बनेगा? So you want answers. That means you will think about the questions which will give you more clarity in life. Which in turn means you will also go to somebody whom you think can give you answers. So तुम खुद रोशनी डालने की कोशिश कर रही हो। तुम वेट नहीं कर रही हो कि कोई आएगा और तुम्हारा हेल्प करेगा। तुम ढूंढ रहे हो कि कौन है जो मेरा हेल्प कर सकता है। और जो हम खुद कर सकते हैं वो हम खुद करें। I was having this brilliant discussion in Sacred Space. Brilliant. And I'll give you the essence in about 2-3 minutes. Professionals never need motivation. They just need a direction. Nothing in the world is capable of denting their motivation. They need a coach who will reveal their blind spots to them. What is the work of a coach? The work of a coach is to show you your blind spots. जो तुमको नहीं दिख रहा है, and in your life you have a significant part of you which you are not able to see. Now every professional athlete realizes that. And that is why they go to a coach. Not because the coach is a better player than them, but the coach has the capacity to see blind spots which I am not able to see. Who are the people who don't take coaching, who don't take mentoring, who believe that they don't have blind spots? But if the number one people in the world have blind spots, and I am 1,222,000 and I think I don't have blind spots, that is the biggest blind spot I have. So they may not even search for a coach, thinking जो मेरे को आता है वही ठीक है, जो मैं कर रहा हूँ वही मेरी किस्मत है, इससे ज़्यादा कुछ हो नहीं सकता. Apo Dipo Bhava is not only finding answers all by yourself, but doing everything to find the answers. Atmanirbhar is not about doing things all by myself, but I will depend on myself for motivation. I will not get sad and depressed every now and then and say, यार मैं बहुत sad हूँ, मेरे से कुछ नहीं हो सकता, वो मेरे को छोड़ के चला गया, अब मेरा life का क्या होगा? Motivation का कमी नहीं. Professionals don't have problem with motivation. And if you have a problem with motivation, then you are not a professional, you are an amateur. A professional will fail 10 times and they will still laugh about the glorious failures they had and the kind of reason and the kind of learnings they had from that. They never think they are not good enough. They know they are attempting to find a way. They are attempting to find a path. हो जाएगा. That is what Atmanirbhar is all about. For my motivation, I will depend on myself. And therefore, I will go and find what has to be found. Like for India to grow, India needs foreign funds. India needs foreign technology. And India needs foreign markets. और ये सब हमें फॉरेन चाहिए. तो आत्मनिर्भर का मतलब ये नहीं कि हम किला बना देंगे चारों तरफ से, दुनिया में किसी के संग बातचीत नहीं करेंगे, हम खुद ही के साथ रहेंगे और खुद ही के संग जिएंगे. अरे उनके पैसे आपके पास लोन से आएंगे, आप एक्सपोर्ट करोगे, फिर वो जो पैसा आएगा वो अब आपका पैसा हो गया. टेक्नोलॉजी से आप एफिशिएंसी बढ़ाओगे. आप बना रहे हो ना अपने आप को. मोटा भाई इज लोन फ्री नाउ ना. अच्छा, यू डोंट नो मोटा भाई, मुकेश अंबानी. Everybody in Reliance industry calls him Mota Bhai. Do I truly think that his son should be called Mota Bhai? लोन फ्री हो गया. लोन फ्री कैसे हुआ? इंडिया में किसी ने उसकी कंपनी खरीदी, 1 लाख करोड़ बाहर से लेके आ गए. वो पैसे चाहिए अपने देश को. So depend on yourself for your motivation. Depend on yourself to keep finding answers. Depend on yourself to create an extraordinary team. Depend on yourself to dream based on the strength of your team and not dream just based on yourself. आप आत्मनिर्भर हो. Okay. Next question. How do I think about Gestalt along? Okay. The map bag leader with goal setting and life lesson class guidelines, rules, and technique framework. What is this? Map bag leader with goal setting in life lessons class guidelines, rules, and technique framework. I think Rashida has attempted to give the answer to how to have Apo Deepo Bhava and Atmanirbhar. Okay, Tejal. A fallout has led to a lot of spreading of lies. I refrained from explanation for a year and focused on my goals, but lately many people's perception has changed due to hammerings of lies. How to respond right now? Beautiful. Don't get distracted by anything that the world has to say. There will be a few people who will trust you, believe you. They are the people who are your fellow travelers. Sometimes in being quiet, we carry a lot of dignity. And two, we have no business in instigating more lies. So you take care of your goals. You take care of your future. You take care of the opportunities in front of you. And if anybody comes and wants to discuss those lies with you, just smile and say, some other day, there is so much to talk between you and me. Why bring in that factor? I have done this a couple of times in my life. 2010, 2015. And I will never go to defend myself in public. मेरे को जरूरत ही नहीं. Trust has to be earned. It cannot be explained. So you trust me, brilliant. You don't trust me, for your life, maybe the other thinking is right. Wish you all the best. And that's about it. We cannot explain ourselves to people. That will always drain you and you will never feel good. If you have to explain yourself and you do that beautifully well, even then, you will feel drained and you will feel empty of energy. Two, there is never a shortage of people who will come and talk to you about that. Because they are curious to know, not necessarily what is right, who is right, but they're just curious to know different people's opinion. So for example, if me and Sunil have a difference of opinion and Vikas comes to know about it, Vikas comes to me and says, Naren, Sunil ऐसा बोल रहा था, क्या हुआ actually? अभी क्या हुआ actually विकास को क्यों जानने का है? क्यों जानने का? नहीं ऐसे ही मतलब सुना है तो सोचा कि आपका भी सुन लूं. Because based on what I say, will you make any decision? Are you going to make a decision based on what I have to say? नहीं ना, फिर छोड़ दो. Or is there a decision that the two of us have to take mutually? कि भाई बीच में कुछ अनजान नहीं रहना चाहिए. फिर मैं बात करता हूं. नहीं तो छोड़. If you and Sunil don't have a decision to take, if you and me don't have a decision to take, then why do you want that point of view? छोड़ दो, जाने दो. I have dealt with the situation in that way. I haven't allowed anybody to come and open one gossip box with me. And I will tell you, come and ask me about your life. No? Let Rajesh Rathod come and ask me, Naren, how should I develop my business? Why does he want to know about two other different things? मतलब जरूरी क्यों है? Similarly, watch this. If I ask you a question about something else, it will only be because I have a decision to take. नहीं तो मैं नहीं पूछूंगा. So stay away from gossip, stay focused. But what if the world says, we live in a world where Sita was asked to give Agni Pariksha. The spelling of masses should be without the M. M should be silent over there. Because that's how they behave most of the times. Be bindas, and most importantly, Tejal, fill your life with laughter and celebrations. Fill your life with laughter and celebrations. When something is not going okay, fill your life with laughter and celebrations. The beginning has to be, आज कुछ अच्छा नहीं हुआ है, बहुत तकलीफ में हो, पहले मूड अच्छा करो. मूड अच्छा कर लिया ना, फिर पूरे दुनिया से लड़ लेंगे. So do not allow anything to drag your mood down. That should be your conviction about yourself. कि कोई कुछ भी बोल ले, दुनिया के पास इतनी ताकत नहीं है कि मेरे को दुखी कर दे. ये कन्विक्शन तो चाहिए. इसके बिना लड़ नहीं पाओगे. How can I overcome my feeling of guilt for putting my friends who trusted me at a huge loss? Well, loss हो गया. Now think about what can be done by which we can earn money. गड्ढा है तो उसको भरने का ही सोच सकते ना यार. Like I have dealt with it this way in my life. Let's say I am minus 10 crores. I ask myself, is there ever in the history of humanity a person who was minus 10 crores and reached 50 crores plus? उसने क्या किया होगा? चलो पर वही करेंगे. बहुत सिंपल है. Guilt is the most useless of human emotions. It not only takes your past away, it also takes your future away. Regret is about the past. So regret is okay. Let that regret make you stronger and wiser. Again, in Sacred Space, we had an extraordinary discussion on a concept called 20% happiness. What is that concept? Again, to bring a very beautiful discussion into very small few sentences. Dedicate 20% of your time, energy, effort only on making yourself happy. %80 टाइम में करना जो करना है. 20% कम से कम खुशी के लिए रखो. Let's say you are awake for 16 hours a day. To round it off, let's say 15 hours a day. Though in case if any one of you is sleeping for 9 hours, I will have an issue with you. But to round it off. 20% time means 3 hours. 3 घंटा वो करना जो तेरे को अच्छा लगता है. It can be a walk, it can be a jog, it can be listening to music, it can be talking with friends, it can even be time pass. 20% of your time should be chill out time. Even if you are a machine gun, endlessly थोड़ा ना गोली मारेगा. रुकना तो पड़ेगा, रिफिल तो करना पड़ेगा. 20% should be happiness time. I'm telling you, nobody will be burnout. You will deal with all the setbacks of your life. It's like you eat food in a few minutes to sustain the energy and nourishment for the whole day physically. Similarly, you have this happiness time to sustain yourself emotionally and with focus. So Sunil, that's what you need to do first. पहले अंदर इधर मस्ती का माहौल बनाना है. फिर अपन सोचते हैं कि अपनी टीम कौन सी है, कहां से गाइडेंस है, कहां से एडवाइस है, क्या कर सकते हैं. तीसरा, see, you did not put a gun on somebody's head and say you have to invest. You advised. ठीक है, they trusted you. Absolutely right. Your intention was right, things didn't work out. होता है कभी कभी. But this is not the end of life or end all be all. In fact, look at it as the most important learning lesson of your life and a beautiful turning point of your life. So put your guilt away by saying guilt is the most useless human emotion. I need to bring my focus back on my happiness. If I am not happy, I cannot take better choices. Analyze your mistakes to find out what went wrong without defending yourself. You don't play the same game of, I trusted that person who cheated me. Don't play that game. Then you will have guilt and hatred both together. You don't need anything else in life to destroy you. तो कम से कम hatred बंद करो. In case you have that hurt inside your heart, say कि ठीक है, they did what they had to do because that is what was meant for their life. अब आगे कैसे बढ़ना है? And think that way. दुनिया में -10 करोड़ से +50 करोड़ कोई गया है कि नहीं आज तक? तो वो गया है तो सुनील क्यों नहीं जा सकता? सुनील भी जा सकता है, बिल्कुल जा सकता है. Now learn from your mistakes. And this is very important conversation for all. Listen. There are some things which work for you. Think about a time in your life when you were successful. Think about a time in your life when you were doing really well. Think about a time in your life when you were at your best. Now, what was going right then? That's your zone, that's your style, that's your method. What works for a Rita Jethwani may not work for me. What works for a Pankaj Pipada may not work for me. What works for a Vidyadhar may not work for me, and what works for a Neeraj Karnani may not work for me. What works for a rabbit does not work for an eagle. What works for an eagle does not work for a sparrow. What works for a sparrow does not work for a tiger. And what works for a tiger does not work for a wolf. What works for a wolf does not work for an elephant. And what works for an elephant does not work for a giraffe. Find what works for you. Base your life on what works for you. For some people, thinking big works. For some people, play safe works. A man thinks big, earns 10 crores, loses 7 crores, then earns 20 crores, loses another 5 crores. He's all the time thinking back. When he's 65, he has 10 crores with him. The man who plays safe had 2 crores, became 2.5 crores, became 3.5 crores, became 4.5 crores. He's 65, he also has 10 crores. दोनों का स्टाइल अलग है बाबा. An eagle cannot hunt the way a snake hunts. Though both of them may love to eat rats. But दोनों का स्टाइल अलग है. One comes without anybody knowing anything and the other depends on speed on the ground. Analyze life and find out what works for you. All you need to do is list out what would you call a success. And list down those successes in your life. Success A, success B, success C. कब success मिला था? What was common? What was the pattern? Begin with that as your guideline. I have a question for all of you. How can you predict a golden future? How can you predict a golden future? Let's say, for example, what do you need around you or with you for you to say, I will have a golden future? Think about it. So don't think about what you have necessarily. Think about what you need to have for you to be very confident you will have a golden future. Imagine today I have the power to wish all of you whatever kind of future you want. The best future ever. And I'll tell you, ja tera future golden hai. What will give you the confidence कि हाँ अब लगता है मेरा golden future पक्का है? I'm speaking about golden future. I'm not just speaking about survival. I'm not saying कैसे तो रेंग के जिंदा जी लेंगे. I'm speaking about survival. सोचो. चलो 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 फटाफट जवाब. Okay, I've got some answers. When I have peace, I have a golden future. So you already have peace? Shefu, you already have peace? No?
Not consistently. I want to have like consistent peace.
Okay, so they come in pieces. Okay. So ask yourself this question, what will make me anchor onto peace? See, anything you want in life, if it is there 80% of the times, it's brilliant. There's only one thing you need 100% of the time, then that's your breathing. बाकी 80% time वहाँ नहीं है सब. Love, happiness, progress, friends, family, 80% more than enough. So if you're getting more than 80%, you're in the 100 percentile. Okay, focus and good guidance and self-motivation. ए तेजल ये है ना तेरे पास. I know Tejal very well. Focus, she's a focus girl. Good guidance, she has. Self-motivation, I think she has, but she can build that a little more. See how simple it is for us to think about a golden future. Watch the answers, read the answers. And you'll understand, you know that it's easy, not so difficult to have a golden future. Understanding, faith and confidence in yourself, faith in the Creator, faith, courage, yes. Pranav is saying self-motivation, direction, dedication, company of good people, okay. Avoiding distractions, confidence in myself in difficult situations, organization skills, okay. Clear vision, absolutely. When lots of people around me and the people who believes in me and invest in my thoughts, I assume you are saying invest time in your thoughts, listening to you. Best of fitness is Sharmaji's thoughts. Sai is saying a teamwork for achieving my goals. Being happy and healthy, contentment and happiness in present plus clear future, invest in learning, trust on myself. See, it's so simple. Can you see the answers? Can you read through everybody's answers? Not complicated at all. Not difficult at all for us to have a golden future. Absolutely. When I believe in myself and make things happen, find a way, absolutely. Beginner's mindset, I'll keep learning, absolutely. 7 C's solutions, growth in every aspect, absolutely. नाम ही 7 C's solutions है, तो पूरे दुनिया का ग्रोथ कराएगी. रितेश, तेरा हेयर स्टाइल एकदम ठीक है. Peaceful life, trust, learning new things, trust myself, motivation by Naren. Okay. To take ahead what we were discussing, stop depending on anybody in the world for your motivation. Wanting motivation from the world is a nasha. For your motivation, start depending on yourself. For clarity, go to any people. For guidance, go to anybody in the world. To make big things happen, go to people in the world. To help in decision, go to anybody in the world. But for motivation, you should depend on yourself. Just get that right. You are assured of a golden future if you depend on yourself for your motivation. You're motivated, you'll be peaceful. What is peace? A feeling that life is in control. What is motivation? Even if things go wrong, my life will be in my control. So the essence of all the answers over here is, I will depend on myself for motivation, not even Naren. मोटिवेशन के लिए मैं खुद काफी है. गाइडेंस के लिए मैं दुनिया के पास जाएगा. I am enough for my motivation. And I'll find a way to keep myself motivated all the time. Now, being lazy is different from not being motivated. Let me explain a difference to you. Lack of motivation is often when you can do something yet you think I can't. When you can succeed and you think you can't. When you can overcome a hurdle and you believe you can't. Lack of motivation is fundamentally you not believing in yourself. Laziness is I believe in myself, but right now I'm not in the mental frame. Right now I'm tired. Right now I am not in the mood. I know I can move heaven and earth, but I would prefer to do it after some time, not right now. That's laziness. So understand the difference between motivation and laziness, or lack of motivation and laziness. Don't see both as the same. Somebody is lazy, you can make them move. Somebody who doesn't believe in themselves, ना, वो थोड़ा complicated game है. How to believe in yourself no matter what? How to believe in yourself, especially when things are going wrong. How to believe in yourself when people look at you with eyes of doubt. How to believe in yourself when you have just messed things up. There are two ways. Always remember your achievements. Have you failed? Yes. Have you messed things up? Yes. Did you make a mistake? Yes. You look up and you see some clouds, does not mean the blue skies have gone away. You look up on a rainy day and you don't see the sun, does not mean the sun has stopped shining. Do not understand your life in isolation. Always understand your life in completeness. How will you judge a painting by reading one stroke? How will you qualify a song by listening to 4 words? How will you judge a book by reading just one paragraph? How will you decide on a cook by tasting just one thing? You see things in completeness. When you have the ability to see things in completeness, isolated incidents do not define you. So let's do one thing. Open your pen and paper and randomly, need not be in the order of time, make a list of things in your life which includes your childhood, adulthood, this year, last year, which makes you feel good about yourself. It need not be big achievements. It could be one day you made chai and you're not used to making chai. It made you feel good about you. It can even be the high points of your children's life, your spouse's life, your parents' life, anything which made you feel good about life. Let's discuss some of those points as the others keep writing. Would anybody like to vocalize a point? Say it loud. Sunil? Yes?
The first thing that comes to my mind is I passed my CA exam in the first attempt.
Oh,
It
beautiful.
was a big achievement at that time.
Beautiful. Very nice. Sai?
It's like right now I am managing my whole life alone. I am a hostel now. So I had never experienced such an incident before. So I think it is a great achievement.
Okay, lovely. Lovely, absolutely. Beto?
The day I bought my first car, is the day I still remember as one of the most beautiful achievements.
Shafi?
For this year, I have meditated consistently. I missed 2 days. I mean, not this year, last year. I missed 2 days. For rest of the days, I meditated.
Great feeling, na? So Shafu last year meditated 363 days out of 365 days. Lovely. Excellent. Anybody else? Bharti?
I have been always sharing in the life lesson related to technology. But I think during this COVID time, I really broke my comfort zone and learned many apps, not only which was taught in the school, but on my own. And I'm still learning. Now we might move from WhatsApp to, I don't know, whichever app India is going to adapt. So it's just, exploring. There is a curiosity in learning. Before I used to hesitate.
Beautiful. That's well said.
So
Very
that I think for me, it's a very big achievement.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, darlings. Anybody would like to share? Shripal?
Naren, a few things. I think I distinctly remember my 10th board exams where I scored, I came first. And after that, after going to UDCT and getting the visa denied 3 times, and then, going to US. Another thing is coming back to India and raising the private equity capital by Kalari. And another distinct memory is meeting one-on-one with Ratan Tata for 45 minutes, giving him a presentation, and with Farishi San of SoftBank. So these were few very distinct memories as well.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Dear Naren,
Yes, darling.
I feel happy that I have not visited any doctor in last 18 years for any of my health issues.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Super. Very nice. Another thing that I want to do before this year ends is live a medicine-free life. I think the whole family should be medicine-free. Kitna maza aayega? Medicine-free life. Anybody else? Anything that you can think of? Come on, you must have so much. Yes, Monica.
Two of my coaches had breakthroughs in the score of their struggle in their life. So yeah.
Very nice. So similarly, I think when you go a little deeper into life, you will find there are things that makes you feel good. Start doing one thing, become alert to what makes you feel good in the present. And you will find either it was because a dream came true, or somebody appreciated you beautifully, or it was the presence of some people, like Shripal was saying, when I met Ratan Tata for the first time, and I was with him for about 45 minutes in a presentation. So sometimes it's the presence of a person. Sometimes it's a breakthrough, like somebody else doing well because I could guide them. Sometimes it could be the first car that we bought, because the kind of independence you feel when you buy your own car is exhilarating. If you are ever in doubt in your life, if you ever believe that you can't, remember these nice moments. These moments should define. Like if Shefi ever goes through a struggle, she should be able to remember 2020, 363 days I meditated, or 365. मतलब कुछ तो खास है मेरे में. You know? If Monica is ever in doubt, all she needs to do is, two of my coaches got a breakthrough in life and I could centralize something which was fragmented. कुछ तो खास है मेरे में. So Sai will go through something and she's adjusted to a hostel life and I'm used to a family life. कर सकती है मैं. Even if I've not done it earlier, if it is something new, कुछ तो खास है मेरे में. So the moment you anchor your life on the good that you felt, your motivation will be high. You will not think only about the present. You will see the bigger picture of your life. And this always helps.
Shall I say?
Yes, darling.
When I have just, right now you're saying, so I was just going through my all, what success must be good. That when I have created one very big dance drama in 1999, and that time State Cultural Minister came on the stage and appreciated it. So that was, I think, that was the great, because it was a huge crowd and 10,000 people were watching that. It was a Akhil Bharatiya Natya Sammelan. And my father also felt very proud that I could able to do that. So I think that was the one I found.
So like this, if you think, all of us have enough, not just one. All of us have enough. Let that anchor you. You will never be short of motivation. So let's dedicate this year to a word that you choose. For me, the word that I've chosen is Gestalt. Bringing beautiful forces together, good people together, and creating magic and miraculous things. And I'm not dreaming based on my capability. I'm dreaming on the basis of the capability of my team. ये लोग हैं मेरे साथ, इनके साथ में मैं जादू कर सकता. Again, Gestalt. What would you dedicate your year to? If you have to define your year by one word or by one phrase, and that has to guide your thinking pattern for the next 355 days, what would that word be, or what would that phrase be? Shefi saying सीख लेंगे? Okay, fair enough. What about others? What would it be? See, we need these lighthouses in life. We need these things which is like our North Star. And I can feel what this word Gestalt is doing to me. So Rashida is writing happiness, which means the decision she takes, the way she thinks, her litmus paper there would be, will this make me happy? Will this keep me happy? Simple. Determination. Beautiful. Not to give up. Okay. Happiness, progress, maximum to achieve. Okay. Consistency, fitness. And keep thinking. Believe in yourself. Why not? Being present in the moment. Absolutely wonderful. What else? Let it keep flowing. Rupesh is writing breakthrough. What a beautiful thing it is, na? Breakthrough. Breakthrough is always a leap. It's not a small improvement. It's a breakthrough. Beautiful. In Sacred Space, we had a very beautiful session around this word called breakthrough. Learn, improve, learn, okay, be fearless, why not? I don't know enough, says Satish Joshi. Beautiful. Walk with him today, trusting for the tomorrow, okay? Right decision appreciated by all. Embrace, don't stop till you get it. I'm revising my word to breakthrough for 2021. Okay, Shripal. Meraki, living a part of me in all that I do. Super. Super. Percusso Risargo. Aha. I've heard these words somewhere. कहीं तो सुना सा लग रहा है. Preeti, I'm so glad you remember it. Keep learning, feeling complete. Oh. Fitness and learning, be with the people, be focused. Beautiful. Chalo, let's summarize what was your main takeaway from today. We've discussed a few things. We also discussed a few answers. What is your main takeaway for today?
Naren.
Prashant?
I should see things in completeness. Isolated incidences will not define me.
Beautiful. Brilliant. Brilliant. I will see things in completeness. Isolated things do not define me. Beautiful. You know, Prashant, every aspect of life, it helps us. One fight with someone, one difference of opinion with someone, we have a tendency to withdraw ourselves, create a distance. फिर वो कहीं तो भी flow रुक जाता है life. Because we see things in isolation. When we see things in completeness, ना, ये छोटी छोटी चीजों पर like potholes on the road of life, उनको बचा बचा के अपन आगे निकल जाते हैं. कभी गलती से पोर्टल में चले गए तो भी आगे निकल जाते हैं, वहां रुकते नहीं है. थोड़ा जेरिंग लगता है, थोड़ा तकलीफ होता है, लेकिन आगे बढ़ते हैं. So it's a very beautiful thing you just said, Prashant. Not seeing things in isolation, seeing things in completeness. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Yeah, when I see things in completeness, isolated things don't define me. So true. 20% of my time should be dedicated to fitness. Oh, so beautiful catch. Very beautiful catch. 80% routine, responsibilities करो ना, जियो ना, दुनिया के लिए जियो 80%. तुम्हारे परिवार के लिए जियो 8%, तुम्हारे कंपनी के लिए जियो 80%. 20% खुद के लिए निकाल लिया. I am enough for my motivation. So sweet, so true, so true. Think about this. You know, today we have discussed some big turning points in life possible. I will not depend on anybody for my motivation. I will be motivated by myself. 20% focus on happiness, breakthroughs, gestalt. You know, remember the highs of my life, and I will always feel good about myself. Professionals do not need motivation. What a brilliant life lesson we had today. I am so glad. With this, let's complete today's life lesson. Thank you so much for coming. Love you all. Let's have a great year, and we need your help in making it as 10,000 teachers.